Hello folks, great to see you again on our video series. This is our April video, is that right? End of April, that's correct. So it's been a little bit and we've got a few items to highlight for the month. So first of all, I don't think it's any secret that we have been going through a ransomware incident for the last several weeks. And things are actually, I think, relatively speaking, going pretty well. Again, the TSS team has done an extraordinary job on keeping on top of everything, moving things forward. As we speak to colleagues in the state as well as across the country, our speed of recovery has been quite remarkable. So again, if you run into or have the inclination to thank anyone in TSS, please do. I thank them every day that I can for getting us back or moving us forward. What's probably important to know about that at this point is that we're officially in the recovery phase now. So we're able to do certain things before, but now that we are done with the initial investigation and analysis, we're really focused completely on recovery. So if you have any concerns or things are still not up to speed for you, please speak to your dean or director, supervisor, so we can help you. But things seem to be getting significantly better as we go. We're still waiting to find out at this point whether or not there's still some data in the cloud that we might recover. But as soon as we know, we will let you know. So also want to thank not just TSS, but the whole campus. I think given the constraint on just getting back to work and all the things that the college has gone through, people have been very gracious in the way that they've been handling this incident. And I, as a member of the community, I just really want to thank you for doing that and giving us the opportunity to combat this problem and move it forward. So thank you for your graciousness. Secondly, I wanted to do a quick update about accreditation. As you know, we are working through two main items in accreditation to improve and, of course, show continuous improvement in terms of our use of data for decision-making and planning. I'm going to be sending a letter to the accrediting body today requesting a one-semester delay in our report, so giving us a few more months to get information to the accrediting body. And the reason for that, of course, is the ransomware incident. It has made it very difficult for some of our areas to access data. We will still do whatever we need to do to demonstrate use of data for decision making, but the more data we have access to, the better decisions that we can make. So hoping that our accrediting body will allow us an extension of one semester, or well, we won't say semester here, do we, Rob? We say quarters. So I guess 2 quarters is maybe more appropriate, a few months at least, to give us some time to get some additional data, lock in some of our processes and work together. So again, want to thank everybody for all the work that you've been doing on that. Faculty, deans have done such a great job carrying all the good work that was done before and taking it to another level. So really appreciate all of that. And stay tuned. I will let you know as soon as I know if we get the extension. Next. So again, there have been some significant struggles here with ransomware and other kinds of things at Shoreline, but I do have some good news, and I'm glad Rob is sitting down because these are very big announcements. So number one, you may have seen the announcement about the STEAM building. If you were following that drama, our STEAM building dropped off the budget list when the House was doing their version of the budget. So the governor proposes a budget, the Senate responds, the House responds, and then they come to a compromise. We dropped off at the House level, and many people, at least I'll say myself and others, were panicking about it because I did not want to wait 2 more years for the next cycle because of rising costs and being in a position to have to potentially cut down the building, which is really unpleasant. So we rallied our awesome union representatives, our community, city representatives, mayors of Shoreline, Lakeshore Park, industry folks and nursing and music and others. We even had a famous rock star sign our petition in Nancy Wilson from the band Heart. Many of you may know, starting in the 70s, making a big splash, 80s, 90s, etc. Nancy Wilson signed our petition because she has a good relationship with some of our music faculty. It's kind of amazing. Anyway, it wasn't really a petition, but our plea to our legislative representatives to advocate for our building. I was fortunate to be able to speak to a couple of them on the phone to make the case. We had our state representatives making cases, and we're back on the list. So in the budget compromise, the STEAM building is back on there. My understanding, again, being new to Washington State, not knowing all the nuances, like is this done? Are we good? Is it going to drop again? My understanding is that it would be very unlikely at this point that it would get bumped in the version that's signed by the governor. So again, huge thank you to everyone that participated, made phone calls, signed our advocacy letter, etc. It's huge news. The other huge news for our system is that in the most recent version of the budget, the COLA is fully funded, which is tremendous for the college. Now, we didn't get every single thing we were hoping for. More of that information will come out in terms of some of the other bills and other areas that are important for the college. But having the COLA fully funded as it comes through our system will make stability here significantly easier. So that's a huge thing to celebrate. So if you're seeing this and you're with colleagues, you should be going, yay, or something. Rob's going like this, something should be happening. This is awesome news for us because it's been very anxiety provoking over the last several months, worrying about how we're going to manage that. We've made some decisions as going forward, trying to be proactive, but that's very, very good news. Also, in terms of good news, I wanted to mention, many of you may have seen this or may not have seen, despite the ransomware, despite some of the other issues happening, our spring enrollment is actually up. So both in domestic and in our international area. International is up almost 18% in the spring. I can't recall, I think the overall for domestic was about 4 or 5% last time I looked, but we'll be reporting the overall at the board this week. So stay tuned, but up is up, so I'll take good trend is a good trend, and that's pretty impressive. And then last but not least, I just wanted to mention that we are also still moving forward on our strategic plan. And on Monday, we will have had a charrette where we really bring the whole campus together to look at some data that's giving us kind of a bigger picture of Shoreline and the surrounding area and talking through how do we vision Shoreline into the future? What does this look like? And I just want to mention, in closing, as we kind of start thinking this through more, I'll be presenting more of that information in the next few months to the campus in terms of how do the president's goals help us kind of align to those things. The strategic plan will be kind of our anchor as we go forward. But I think one of the main things I want to emphasize to the campus, there's a lot of really exciting activity as we are building new partnerships, new connections, and thinking about ways that we can either bring our partners to the campus to do the things that they do here with the opportunity of connecting those things to continuing education or instruction, or thinking about some of the things that we do here that we can bring to our community partners. So when we think about our first generation communities, our disproportionately in communities of color, how we can really be that partner to find ways of making that access and support look different as we move forward and making things easier and better for everybody. So a lot of exciting things coming down the pike in that way, which I'll report on as it happens. And thank you all for listening and hope you have a great rest of your month. Take care.